happiness isn't what it says it is, but it's held out continually as a marker for well-being. And the dilemma that it's created here is the problem is inside your skin. You got to be happy in there. And that when you're happy, that's when you're normal, you're not disordered, you're a regular human being.
Este clip pertenece a la primera clase de una formación internacional histórica en Terapias Contextuales, ACT con algunos de los referentes más importantes del modelo, Kelly Wilson, Carmen Luciano, Kirk Strosahl, Robyn Walser, Francisco Ruiz y Bárbara Gil-Luciano. Clase en directo con acceso posterior en diferido, con subtítulos en español y algunas opciones de pago a plazos. Inscríbete ahora en nuestra web www.engrandepsicología.es.
And then I'm going to pose a question that just sort of leans us into ACT, and this will perhaps be familiar to you. But I've been bothered by this, and so the question is, I've been bothered by it since I've been in psychology, essentially. But the question is, has history and the notion of what creates mental disorders, and in combination with today's social pressure to be happy, to succeed, to do everything, to have everything, all those kinds of things, sort of set us up in a way that's really problematic. And it set us up to reflect on our struggles as things that are inside the skin, right? They're experiences that are internal, such as low self-worth or low self-esteem. And both of these are conceptual things, right? Like, how does a person get unworthy, like within their skin and in their body and in their organs? Like, how do they get to unworthiness? Clearly, they're not born that way. Like, babies aren't born unworthy, right? Like, there's something happening here that's outside of that space. And self-esteem has been such a problem for us. Like, you have to feel good about yourself. You have to like yourself. You have to, have good thoughts. And it's really just created this dilemma of what's important is what goes on in here. And when we think about what's happening in this space, we can connect to the process of the messages that we get. And some are even more powerful these days with social media and influencers, showing themselves as happy, standing in exotic places in great outfits. And, but if you look at those folks, they stand there and get their photo taken, and then the happiness goes off their face. They lose their smile and march quickly on to the next place where they have to take a photo. Like, happiness isn't what it says it is, but it's held out continually as a marker for well-being. And the dilemma that it's created here is the problem is inside your skin. You got to be happy in there. And that when you're happy, that's when you're normal. You're not disordered. You're a regular human being. And with all of this kind of approach to how we evaluate our internal experience, we've created a place where we are treating our insides like geometry or trigonometry or math problems of some nature. And when I think about my two little doggies who are here with me today, one's on this side and one's on this side, my little French bulldogs, like, they're not thinking about their insides and whether they're good or not, or whether they can be solved. And, my little Izzy B, if I step on her toe and she gives a yelp and she feels pain, she doesn't hang on to it for the rest of the day. I might feel guilty all day long about it, but she's going to go, play in the backyard and do her thing. And so we as human beings have really created this place where we've stepped inside of our skins in such a way, and this is very old, by the way. It goes back to, Hippocrates, and thinking about the wandering womb, where women's hysteria, I'm going to call it, was caused by something going on inside their skin, by their uterus wandering around inside of them, right? Like these are really, really old ideas, and that your insides need to be fixed. And what we've done in that process is we've made pain itself a problem. Your internal experiences are a problem, and problems are made to be solved. And in that, we've gotten our heads and we've lost our hearts. We've stepped away from what it means to be a human being. And, we've created these ideas about excising your internal experience as a way, subtracting out, as a way to make yourself feel good and to get self-esteem and high self-worth and all that, like holding yourself to an ideal, a concept that's basically unachievable. So we're kind of fascinating in that way. Other critters aren't doing this. But what we fail to recognize here is what it means to be fundamentally human. Like, how many here on this call have ever had a bizarre thought? Yeah, just raise your hand if you've ever had a bizarre or an unusual thought. Yeah, like me too, right? Or how many of you have ever felt so anxious that felt like you couldn't do something? Or so sad that you couldn't get out of bed, or you felt like you didn't want to get out of bed. Yeah, right. Or you had a sensation where you're like, what is that? Something's wrong with me. And then it disappears. Right? Like we can all just sort of join in that space. Like we're designed to be experiencing beings. It's built in. We have a full range of thoughts, a full range of emotions, a full range of sensations. And we don't make room for those things, which is such a strange way to approach humanity, because this is the way we're built. And so you can see the problem that we're encountering here. And so when I think about the heart of ACT and what we're doing in this work, as we think about how we've been set up in this way, is that we're really bringing people back to being human. We're really inviting people back to what it means to be alive and here and conscious. And so that is the work of acceptance and commitment therapy. And it does mean, though, that we're going to be experiencing what the so-called negative aspects of experience as well. And I want to remind us here, too, that we're the ones who categorized our experience as negative. Like we sort of took our internal experiences and we said good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, right? Again, babies and other animals don't do that, just us. Like we sort of organized our internal human experiences, the ones that you should keep and the ones that you should not keep. And we lost our humanity in that space. And so the work that I want to do and the work I want to invite you to do is to let us be human again. Let us come back to the way we were built and what we experience, and step into being experiencing beings rather than the beings that are the experiences that they have.
Si quieres profundizar en lo que has visto, recuerda que puedes acceder a las clases en directo, verlas después en diferido, contando con subtítulos en español, y además elegir entre varias opciones de pago a plazos. Inscríbete ahora en www.engranapsicología.es.